is enough said.
Happy Saturday, Heat Nation. Your boy Ernest here. Back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far, having fun, staying safe. Don't forget to share that positivity. Smash that like button. Do not forget to subscribe. Guys, we're literally like 7 subscribers away from the big 5,000 mark. Before we get there, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone for their support. It's been a long road, and together, let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. The Heat got a game against the Detroit Pistons coming up. It's a revenge game. That last game we had against the Pistons, Eric Spoelstra called that boneheaded timeout that caused the technical foul and lost the Miami Heat the game. So you want to put your foot on the throats of the Detroit Pistons. Get that dub. Now that would give us 5 straight victories. We're fighting for supremacy in the Eastern Conference, battling for the 3rd seed against New York and Orlando. Right now the Miami Heat are about a game and a half down from the 3rd seed, so this win will put us on the right track. You got a lot of difficult matches coming up after that. You got a game against Oklahoma. You got 2 games against Orlando. You continue this winning track, the 3rd seed is all yours. But today, you guys, I want to talk a little bit more about this Jimmy Butler saga that's going on. Now, I'm sure everybody knows what's going on, but just a little recap. It was reported by Shams Charania a few days ago that the Miami Heat are now listening to trade offers for Jimmy Butler. But has it been happening now? Has that started in the offseason? It was just reported by Shams that the Heat are listening to offers. Then Shams reported that Jimmy Butler's preferred destination that his agent has confirmed in inner circles was the Golden State Warriors, the Houston Rockets, and the Dallas Mavericks. Then later on that night, Shams again was on ESPN and confirmed that Jimmy Butler's agent through inner circles confirmed that Jimmy Butler is also open to a trade for the Phoenix Suns. Then Bernie Lee the next day responded to that, basically calling cap on Shams Charania, saying that everything he's saying was a lie. Shams was exposed. There were multiple videos out there being posted on YouTube calling Shams Charania a liar. Then he went on First Take, spoke with Stephen A. Smith, and confirmed, backed his story, saying things like, I am 1,000% sure that these are facts. Shams Charania stick to his gun. And I'll tell y'all, I was 50-50. I'm here thinking, man, you don't know who to believe. Because if this was just something that was on Twitter, that's one thing. But this is being posted by Shams. Shams is the new Woj. If it's being broken by Shams, it's because it's credible and it's most likely factual. I'm not saying everybody tells the truth. But if he's going to post it out there, he's not going to damage his name by posting a lie. And if it was a lie, I'm sure Shams would come out by now and said, I was wrong. The sources were incorrect. But he's sticking by his guns. Now, a lot of people think differently. A lot of people believe Bernie Lee and Jimmy Butler's side. A lot of people believe Shams Charania's side. For me, it's more like I wasn't there. So I really don't know who's telling the truth. But I will say this. When multiple people that are credible are reporting the same thing, chances are, it's fact. Because after Shams did that, after he was attacked by Bernie Lee, a lot of other reporters started confirming the trade request, the trade rumors, not trade requests. Jimmy's not requested a trade. I want to make that clear. Jimmy Butler has not requested a trade, but Bobby Marks from ESPN, a former front office executive in the NBA, who is the capologist for ESPN, the best numbers guy in the NBA. He's the one that breaks down the new NBA, CBA, and all this stuff. He confirmed on ESPN yesterday that what Shams Charania reported was factual. He even said, I'm 150% sure that this is true. That the Miami Heat are listening to trade offers and that Jimmy Butler has preferred destinations: Houston, Dallas, Golden State, and Phoenix. Now, I've mentioned this before, you guys, but I want to give a little bit more detailed breakdown on it, a little bit more of my analysis. Now, I've mentioned this before. The best fit I feel Jimmy Butler could go to is Golden State Warriors. The most believable trade option would be to the Golden State Warriors. Reason why is because Golden State is in win now mode. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, this build is about to end. So if the Golden State Warriors want to capitalize and maximize Steph Curry's potential and possibly go for another championship, you got to get somebody else on the team. Jimmy Butler would fit. But you'd have to give up a package of guys like Jonathan Kuminga, Anthony Melton, Andrew Wiggins. Do the Heat want to take on Wiggins' contract? This would hamper them for a few more years. But if Golden State includes draft capital, that might entice Miami. A trade package with Jonathan Kuminga, including draft picks, yeah, I'll take Andrew Wiggins and possibly deal him in the future. And Andrew Wiggins is playing great right now, along with Bam and Hero with Jonathan Kuminga. It works. You're trading Jimmy Butler, but you're getting multiple players back. And you can do that because you're still a first apron team. After the Thomas Bryant trade, the Miami Heat are currently $3.4 million under the second apron. So now they have a little bit of flexibility making some trades. So you're trading Jimmy Butler, who has a $48 million contract. You can't take back more money when you're a first apron team. But $48 million is a lot of money. So you could wiggle it. We've also mentioned Houston. I honestly don't think that the Houston Rockets are going to make this trade, you guys. The general manager likes their team. They're a young team. They're a top 4 team in the Western Conference. I don't think they're going to make a trade for Jimmy Butler. I really don't think so. Excuse me, I know you hear my daughter in the background. It's family day, so my apologies. Now, the Dallas Mavericks was another option as well. I don't think Jimmy Butler really fits with Dallas. He would give them defensive presence, and I would love the trade package that Dallas can offer with trade package surrounding PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, and you got to mix a few more players after that. I would love a package like that. I just don't think Dallas would do it. And with the Phoenix Suns, they're really hampered. They're a second apron team. So you can't, when you're a second apron team, you can't aggregate players in a trade. You can't take multiple players. You can't take back more money. You can't send out more money. You're hampered as hell. So the trade would have to be Jimmy Butler for Kevin Durant. Does Phoenix really do that? I don't think so. They're in win now mode. So if they want to trade for Jimmy Butler, it's to pair him with their big 3. They can't do that. So they would have to trade Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, or Kevin Durant. I don't want Bradley Beal. So done right there. So the possibility of trading Jimmy Butler, yeah, you'll get back draft cap. You may get back draft capital. You may get back young assets from a certain team. But it's like the Miami Heat have reported, and it's like I feel. The only way that you trade Jimmy Butler is if it's a package that benefits you. But I really don't think the Miami Heat want to trade Jimmy Butler. The Heat are riding high with a 4-game winning streak. We just defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers. This Miami Heat team can still compete. So your second option is just keep Jimmy Butler. Let it ride out through the season. You're seeing that Jimmy, Tyler, and Bam are figuring this out. As Tyler as your number 1 option, Jimmy as your number 2, and Bam as the do-it-all 3. Now, the way that this team can contend this year, possibly, is to keep the lineup the way it is. Bring Kel'el Ware in the second half of the season. You traded Thomas Bryant, so let Kel'el Ware do damage as your backup center. This may give you more of a defensive presence. And the Miami Heat can still trade Terry Rozier's $24 million contract to help this current roster. Maybe Terry Rozier is best as a 6-man role. Or maybe you trade him to bring in a player that can help you better. Somebody that gives you more of a 3D presence. Or a better point guard. But you can keep Jimmy Butler and give this team a shot. See what they can really do in the playoffs fully healthy with Jimmy, Tyler, and Bam together. Last time these 3 were healthy together in the playoff run was the 2020 bubble. That shit's crazy. The third option you have is just letting Jimmy Butler walk. Keeping Jimmy Butler, your second option, would possibly include a contract extension. But this is going to hamper the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat, if they want to bring back Jimmy Butler, they're going to have to bring him back at max money. Something that Bobby Marks said in his recent report and that really clicked in my head, you guys, the Miami Heat's in the driver's seat with Jimmy Butler. Because let's be real. If Jimmy Butler walks, leaves, declines his player option and becomes a free agent, there's only one team that can give him the money he's looking for, the Brooklyn Nets. And are the Brooklyn Nets really going to give a 35 going into 36 Jimmy Butler a full maximum contract at $50 million a year, who's barely going to play with the team during the regular season, and they're not going to contend? This is pretty much a tanking team. Why would they give Jimmy Butler that salary? If Jimmy Butler wants to get max money from another team, and he has to be traded by the Miami Heat. It has to be a sign and trade in the offseason if that's what he truly wants. So that's why the Miami Heat's in the driver's seat, you guys. And I've said this before the regular season started. This Miami Heat run it back mentality that we've had the last few years, it ends after the 2025 season, because now you're going to have flexibility. If Jimmy Butler walks, if you don't trade Jimmy Butler and he decides to leave, yes, that sucks because you're losing him for nothing. But are you really? You're not losing him for nothing. You're gaining $52 million in cap space. This is going to give you immense flexibility to build around Bam and Tyler. Or you can sign and trade him. Send him give him the contract that he wants, but send him to another team. And then you are able to get back young assets and draft capital. Or you keep him and you let this team cook, who's currently 13-10, fighting for the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. Let them cook. But the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, these 3 options that I just posed, it's all beneficial for the Miami Heat. You trade Jimmy, you get back young assets and draft capital. You keep him, you contend in the East and see where you can go. If you're bouncing the 1st and 2nd round, you know what you don't, you know what, this build is pretty much at its end. But if you make it to another finals trip, it's going to be awesome. Or you let him walk and you gain all that draft capital back. Excuse me, the salary cap back. You get a lot of money back. You lose $52 million off your books. It's a win-win-win for the Miami Heat, ladies and gentlemen. So my question for you guys, what should the Heat do? Trade Jimmy, keep Jimmy, or let him walk in the offseason? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Once we hit 5,000 subscribers, I got a little present for you guys. Thank y'all so much for the support. Until next time, your boy Ernest out, and that is enough said. Yeah, buddy.